demons! My name is Maïté Draws and today we are going to test out my brand new markers that Arrtx has sent to me. This is super exciting. It's my first time collaborating with anyone on this channel. We are going to test these two acrylic markers. As some of you know, I've been doing mostly digital art these past few years, but with all of the AI situation, I've been very unmotivated to actually continue doing digital art. It's been pressuring me a lot, and this year I was thinking of falling in love with the process of doing art again and illustrating again, and what a better way than actually doing it traditionally. So I haven't drawn with markers in a long time, even though markers were the only thing I used to draw with when I was a teenage. It's gonna be very exciting going back to markers. Let's do this together! Since these markers are brand new and I don't actually know what they look like in reality, well, I've decided to do a sort of swap sheet. I'm not sure if that's the word. Either way, what I did is I decided to test them and do just one stroke of each colours on an entire sheet of paper, just to make sure that I know what they look like on my sketchbook paper. I was very happily surprised to see that they don't actually go through the paper sheet. I was very scared that it would ruin my paper. The paper that I'm currently using is very thin and I was scared that the colour would actually be visible on the other side. I think it's very important to just do a bit of a test when you have new markers, because sometimes the colour is a bit different when it's on paper. As you can see, the metallic ones are very different from the actual pens. I thought they were going to be way brighter, but to be fair, I think it's a bit of the type of paper as well. I guess that if I used it on a thicker paper or something a bit more white, it would probably look a bit brighter. I really love the pastel ones. I love the pinks, I love the blues. The green looks fantastic. The only thing that I've just realized now is that we are missing an orange, and I love orange. I've just realised it's missing from the box, so if you're someone who loves orange, well, too bad it's not in the box. But for all of the other colours and pastels, everything's amazing. I love the purples as well. That lavender one, it looks so good. Once I finished with my colour sample, I decided to test out the markers and do a few sketches. So I have one with a little girl disguised as a dinosaur and a little demon portrait. I thought it would help me out just to realize what I can actually do with these acrylic markers and how they actually work. Now that that's done, that I have tested them, I recorded myself how do I make a drawing using these markers. So I start all of my drawings with colored pencils. I usually use the color N ones from Pilot, and they're my favorite ones. I've been using these guys since I was 16, I think, if I remember correctly. So yeah, these ones have been in my bag for a long time, and that red one is definitely my favorite. So I've used this one to make the base of my character. So once the base of the sketch is done, I can actually start going in with the flats. It does look very ugly when I do it like that, but trust the process. Please trust the process. It's gonna look decent afterwards. So what I do is I just take each flats of what I want to do. There's just the skin where I wanted a bit more colors. I tend to like putting a lot of shades of pink in my skin tones, so that's why I've put a darker pink and the light peach, just to make sure that the skin will pop more once I go to the layout stage and I start refining it. Once the flats are done, I start adding little highlights. After that, I focus a bit more on the shape and give a bit more colors to the cheeks and all of that. I did cheat a bit. I haven't only used the markers. I use a black pen and white gel pen to put the highlights and the layouts. I also add a bit of colored pencils in just to make the cheeks pop a bit more. The layout stage can be one of the most stressful part, but also the most satisfying, because since I'm not doing it digitally, all of the lines need to be perfect directly on the first stroke. I can't do Control D, it's just not possible to go back, so I need to make them look perfect. That's always what stresses me out all of the time, and which is why I also think I did a bit of a burnout recently, because I focus way too much on my layout. So today I decided to just make it look smooth and not focus too much on making it perfect. Use the layout to just go on the stroke and not overthink it. It's very hard to not overthink every stroke when I'm doing layout. It's very hard, but that's what I really tried to do it. Just go in. I wasn't happy with the face, I wasn't happy with the arms, I wasn't sure what I was doing with the line weight, but still it looks decent at the end, and I really like the process of doing it. It does make a difference to not just focus on making it perfect, but just on working on it. So it really helps, I think, to just not focus on making the lines perfect. I know I'm repeating myself, but I do think you just need to go through it and just stop overthinking it. Just stop thinking about it and let your hand decide where you go. Even if it doesn't look the best, even though both shoes don't look the same, at the end, it looks good. Doesn't look perfect, but she looks cute and I like her boots. I think probably what I was stressing about the most was the wings, because I never draw wings. Why did I decide to draw wings with markers when I basically never draw them? So I don't even know how I would go through them digitally. So what I did is I just kept the base and didn't think about adding more colors in. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to draw a very shaky feathers in them. And it will probably make them pop out and look decent, which it did work. It doesn't look realistic, but I do think that it's in that style, in that art style, it works. I need to practice. But yeah, that was probably the most stressful part, but then I really liked it and I didn't really overthink it. I think you can tell that by the end of the drawing, I was just chilling and going faster and faster, and I stopped thinking and I actually started really drawing without getting too focused on the details, and I really think that changed a lot the final drawing, and that's what makes her look cute. My opinion on these acrylic markers are that they're very easy to use. I love the fact that you can just overpaint this easily. They dry very fast. And for someone that is used to digital painting, and just to be able to literally use the markers over other markers is magic. It feels like Poscas, but it's lighter than Poscas, and they dry way faster. The colors are very bright. I really like the colors. I love the peach, I love the purple, I love the pinks. They really look very good. I'm very impressed with those. The metallic markers are not as metallic as I hoped on this paper, but I do think it works for shiny bits. They're very beginner friendly. I'm not used to markers anymore, and it made the process very nice and smooth, coming back to traditional. Thanks again, Arrtx, for this collaboration. I wish you guys an amazing day, and see you soon.